Traveling has never been this simple in the Gambia. Oh yes, you don't need to visit the GTSC depot just to get a ticket. Just download the Yona Wallet app today and enjoy hassle-free bookings. With Yona Wallet, you can buy your GTSC bus ticket right from your phone, anytime, anywhere. From Kanifing to Dakar, Dakar to Banjul, or up-country routes like Kanifing to Basse and Basse to Banjul, Yona Wallet has you covered. No queues, no stress. Just safe, fast, and convenient ticketing at your fingertips. Choose comfort. Choose convenience. Choose GTSC with Yona Wallet. Yona Wallet. Your money, your way. GTSC. Moving the nation forward. For more information, please call 1124 or 221-1668.
Jammeh Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jammeh, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jammeh Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jammehmt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jammeh Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jammeh Money Transfer.
Agada
mbijan ro aga nyaade
albaka
mbaka important
yo nga transfer la sto
ya transfer la
ha code nyinji
okay important nsila id soto
sa soto sorry agada
mbijan ro
albaka
mbaka
bara alla service o tariya mbare ki janna nun kunu bara tariya
jannom yona forest de bureau gambia tonkon na lo mbali ya bere birin koyna fo katon
bari si kodo kino katon nim fo bolon blabe
56 branches mola soto gambia jam
ha
gambia kono ani gambia bantala bankol nko kodo kiya bere kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw jannom number 1 di nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wala nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi ma ni domorol ni fana be teata gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moyo diat
apelenta
ni wo ka ni lafta nyelen kendol e binaji
yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba
yalo ndel chosano lo
abaraka. This week we will look at another expose by investigative media panel, The Republic, on the alleged, well, as it was put, favoritism of a company belonging to a relative of President Adama Barrow, which the publication called a business that
turned the guy into a millionaire. It came, they said, from a joint venture between two ministries. Also involved favoritism, allegedly, from the central bank and the Ministry of Trade. And of course, raised questions as to whether the company was actually qualified for such a facility. And was the facilities just reserved for the company? These and other issues are what we are going to discuss. Because we have in the studio the privilege, of course, to have in the studio the Honorable Minister of Finance, Seedy Keita, as well as the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Trade, Abdoulie Jammeh. We hope that in the next 1 hour, these gentlemen will shed light on the issues that the article raised. Honorable and DPS, welcome to the brunch.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having us.
Okay, since we have limited time, we go straight into the nitty-gritties of the article on the Republic actually raised very, very many ethical questions and flags, red flags that they believe characterize the management of this venture that was initially to help Gambians to dominate the importation industry of essential materials, as well as in fact help stabilize their prices so that the average Gambian can get access to them very cheaply. That they believe was the idea. But in the process, the article is insinuating that one, the nephew of the President of the Republic was favored, and the various institutions did not do due diligence to fact whether his company is qualified for these facilities, and two, whether you did not know that this is somebody who is connected to the powers that be, so that you exercise due diligence in dealing with them. But let's go back straight. Where did this whole idea of this joint venture come about, the Honorable Minister? Since you were also Trade Minister, perhaps you have the background.
Yeah, thank you very much, for having us.
Thank you too.
And
it's a privilege to have.
Yeah, we're here to shed light on what we know of this transaction, as it's a public office. Whatever we do should be in public domain, and if questions arise as to how it was consummated, we deem it necessary, and I'm accompanied by the Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Trade, Abdoulie Jammeh, and we will be deliberately elaborate on this to give the full background of how this idea was consummated. This idea came about in April 2021. And it came at a time when there was rising cost of living, price of rice, which was the basic commodity, was going. And as a ministry, then I happened to have been the trade minister at the time. Myself and my team, we worked together to find ideas on how we can arrest the rising cost of living, particularly for the price of rice. And one of the indications that came out was the supply constraint. We realized that the supply side was lopsided, and as such, we wanted to bring Gambian entrepreneurs to come into this arena.
The article suggested that the other motive you had was it was a presidential election, and the government was concerned that prices were going up. They said that was more of another motive, not the real one.
No, regardless of the election. Even as we speak now, government is fighting every day to bring the price of essential commodities down. We're doing this by putting subsidies in some of the transactions that government is entering into, and some of the key critical sectors of the economy, such as power. Power is subsidized. Crop finance is subsidized, fertilizer is subsidized,
agricultural implements.
And even if you look at the price of fuel, we dynamically manage it to make sure that it doesn't go up that much. If the world prices go up very high, government subsidy kicks in. But coming to this transaction, it was consummated in April 2021, and it was a joint venture between the Ministry of Trade, Mega Bank, and Win-Win Oils Gambia Limited. For the importation and distribution of rice in the Gambia. The whole objective was as follows. I'm going to go through the agreement so that the background of how it was consummated can be understood. It says, whereas the Ministry of Trade, Industrial Integration and Employment, here in Cole Motai, is mandated to promote trade and private sector development. And whereas Motai, through its mandate, maintains an open and competitive business environment, seeks to facilitate trade and create employment opportunities and promote value chains and development in key sectors of the economy for economic development and poverty alleviation. And whereas Megabank Limited, here referred to as Megabank, is a financial institution incorporated in the Gambia. And whereas Megabank has the experience and expertise in providing import financing for business, whereas Win-Win Oils Gambia Limited, herein after called Win-Win Oil, is a Gambian registered company incorporated on the 8th of October 2017 and is already involved in the importation and distribution of basic commodities, including rice at affordable price. Whereas Win-Win is currently operating several outlets in the country and has planned to operate more major outlets in other strategic locations across the country. Whereas Win-Win is currently employing Gambians across the country working in Win-Win outlets and related businesses to create an additional jobs for Gambians, and aims to provide Gambian civil servants with credit scheme for the purchase of rice through a reasonable payment plan. These are
basically
the preamble.
These are the
it says
objectives.
the purpose of this joint venture is to facilitate the importation and distribution of rice in the Gambia in order to assure its availability and affordability throughout the country. The agreement seeks to promote participation of the Gambian businesses in the importation and distribution of rice, reduce retail price of rice throughout the country, and promote. Then the responsibilities of the parties. The responsibility of the parties are as follows. For Win-Win, there were two. Responsible for ordering a vessel of rice of not less than 12,500 metric tons every 4 months.
Did they do that?
This was what was
what was agreed.
That is what formed the basis of everything. Every 4 months for supply and distribution throughout the country at agreed prices. Acquiring the required warehousing and stores for the storage and distribution of rice throughout the country. Establishing wholesale and retail outlets in strategic locations throughout the country for consumers' easy access to rice in all regions in the Gambia, and managing the internal distribution and sale of rice to the populace in collaboration with Megabank throughout the country. The idea was that Win-Win, as the selected farm, the ministry was approached.
How did Win-Win actually got
two farms approached the ministry?
Two companies.
Yes, Rahma and Win-Win. The ministry then referred them to Megabank to say, you do your credit assessment and come up with the farm you believe can manage this
between Rahman
and Win-Win.
Was it advertised?
Abdoulie, can you come
Ministry of Trade, was this advertised? If you had this facility, how did Rahman and Win-Win came about? Because one would have thought you would have advertised for other dealers, operators to have known about it and put in a district.
So thank you, Lamin. Thank you for honorable for allowing me to speak. Now, the issue of selection, like the minister said, the initiative first came with Rahma. They approached the ministry. Rahma, that they would want to work with the ministry on this issue. Then shortly after that, we also get an interest from Win-Win. So now we have two companies that are interested in working on an idea that would support Gambian business participation in the distributive trade. So,
but who conceived the idea? The ministry, the two ministries, or these two?
All along, we have the idea of promoting Gambian businesses.
Yeah, but one would have thought you would have advertised. You wouldn't have waited until
when you pilot. If you have to piloting is about controlling to see how you want to test it.
I see.
To work exactly. So it's not something that you open to the public because you want to test. If it works, then you open to the public.
I see.
Yeah. So that's the idea. So Rahma has an idea. He also have partners that he wants to work with. Then the ministry, when we receive the expression of interest also from Win-Win, So we thought, okay, we have 2 Gambian businesses that express interest. And then the next thing is we should have a bank to work with. So we engaged Megabank, because they are also banking with Megabank. So Megabank also expressed interest to work in a tripartite form. So we say, okay, since we are working with the bank, can you do due diligence on these 2 companies and then advise us which of the companies we should work with in the pilot phase, which was just 6 months. So after due diligence conducted by the bank, they recommended that Rahma have the structures to work with, because at that time they were having warehouses, they were in the distributive trade itself, and then also they have an established structure. So they recommended that, okay, Rahma have the
win-win or a win-win.
Win-win has the structure that we can start with. So that's how win-win was selected.
Yes. Also, when you look at the arrangement, the whole idea, because it was a pilot, it was limited to 2. And the bank was tasked to identify which of the 2 was most suitable. And
are both banks customers of Megabank? Both companies?
Yes, they are all working with them.
Okay, so this is what happened. And when we came in, we said as a government, we will not give any loan, no cash will be involved. We will only participate through an LC, letter of credit.
A guarantee.
Yes.
Guarantee.
And the role was that the government was to provide an underwriting of the bank loan to Megabank, which settles the documentary bills, that is the bills for collection, that's letters of credit, or the financing arrangement that will enable the importation of a vessel of 12,500 metric tons.
So because of the idea that the government actually is interested in achieving all this,
exactly.
So the government provided guarantee for this company to access this specific.
Yes.
Government serve as a guarantor.
Yes, but when such transactions happen, the whole idea was that a government will provide the guarantee to kickstart the idea in order for the credit to be enhanced.
Okay.
But the company, Win-Win, was themselves also to provide a guarantee, additional guarantee to whatever government underwriting was. And why did we do that as a government? Because we want to stabilize prices, we want to promote the Gambian participation in the sector, and we want to make rice affordable. Under this framework, the bag of rice, based on the cost structure that we receive from the proposal from Win-Win, would have been 1,000 throughout the country.
Yes, but that never happened.
No, I'm coming. So when that happened, at the end of the distribution and everything, the government was going to be compensated for having provided the guarantee.
Okay.
After total revenue of the operations, total costs including the distribution, the net residual profit was going to be apportioned as 70% to
government.
No, to Win-Win.
Win-Win.
Government was going to take 30%.
For taking the risk.
Yes.
For taking the risk.
For taking the risk. This was how it was structured.
So
it was not that government just underwrite without any compensation.
But then doesn't the government also have a right to do due diligence by looking at the record of Win-Win, their profile, to say whether they are worthy of such a guarantee?
Of course, the credit assessment was done
by government,
because at the particular time, the guarantee was done by the Ministry of Finance, and for the Ministry of Finance to issue a guarantee, they would have done some work.
They didn't realize that Win-Win had a debt with the same bank, some 12 million that was being serviced, not paid. I mean, it's not a red flag to know that this company actually already owing this bank? Or is it the duty of the bank to do diligence on that?
No, because that has not been brought to our attention. The
bank, that has not been brought.
No.
But you had a duty also to check.
No. Like I said, we are dealing with the entities. Now, first, we are working with the bank and the private operator. Now, since the private operators are working with the bank, we ask the banks to do their assessment and inform us. So in the reports that we have never been informed that
this Win-Win already has a position.
No.
Nobody told you that.
No.
But it was not your duty to check.
And then the other aspect for us, the other aspect is to ensure that government doesn't pay anything in this process.
And instead get paid.
Wait, let me just start. Not only 30%, because we are interested in the stabilizing the prices.
Exactly.
And ensure that the product is available.
That's the most
so that's why in the process, the company itself has to provide collateral security.
Yes.
That's important. And the second aspect is in this arrangement, the bank also have the role to play. We agree that in the agreement is stated that once the LC is issued and the private operator is able to bring the product to the Gambia, upon arrival, the bank will have control of the stocks. So that's also done to ensure that there is adequate security to ensure that the project will not fail. You understand? So they would be releasing, the private operator will be selling and paying the bank. So there is no way that we would be able to fail with this project.
Okay. So
just to clarify, what would have happened was to warehouse the facility, the product, as DPS Jammeh said. Based on the agreement signed, the business win-win was not to have sole access to the product. It will be warehouse, it will be secured. Government would deploy the police to physically secure the premises, and a bank teller would be on site, and goods will only be released upon payment, and the product will be under the custody of the bank.
I see.
That was how it was structured.
Very good. But despite all that, win-win defaulted.
No. What happened?
Yes, because
win-win defaulted because that's where even the problem started.
So
because win-win placed an LC.
Yes.
For the 12,500 metric tons.
Yes.
The bank issued the LC. The LC was confirmed by a foreign bank.
Yes.
And all the associated costs of the LC were incurred. And we were all expecting the vessel to arrive.
Yes.
Only for the vessel not to show up.
So win-win defaulted.
When the transaction failed.
The transaction failed.
That is how it happened.
So what cost was for government at the time?
No, there was no cost. The cost was to the bank.
Yes.
For the bank, cost related to LC.
Yeah. But the bank is not a private bank; it's a government bank.
No, at the time, that's what we are saying.
Yeah.
The cost was for the issuance of the LC charges, confirmation charges, and the associated cost. Because if you look at the way it was structured, there was no money to change hands.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
We made it very
all monies would have come. Only the risks were.
Yes, only the risk was distributed this way. So that was, I think they said the amount of the total loan and debit came to about 15 million.
15 million. Yes.
Then this transaction collapsed.
Okay.
This is where the venture with win-win ended.
Okay, so let's move on. Then came JC.
Yes.
JC, which took over, interesting, all the liabilities and perhaps maybe the agreements which you had with win-win. So they inherited everything that has been agreed that win-win failed to do, not so. Tell us, how did JV come?
Okay, so when the win-win was unable to import the rice, and then they failed in the execution of. Did
you sever relations with them totally, or
no? So when it failed, then the bank they wrote to finance and notified the Ministry
of Trade
that JV has contacted them because they might have worked with win-win that. They would be interested in taking the liabilities of win-win, and then continuing working with the ministry. That's how it started. So the board of the bank reviewed, and then granted approval to transfer the arrangements that we have with win-win to JV. After the approval, that's the time they wrote to the Ministry of Finance to notify them about the transfer. So even with JV, it's not the government that selected JV. So it's a private arrangement
with them and the bank.
Exactly.
So the government agreed to continue the same conditions just as it had, as far as the project is concerned, with win-win, isn't it?
Yes, we agreed. For two reasons. One, we have an objective that we are testing. That's number one. That we would want to promote Gambians' participation and ensure stability of prices as well. But the other objective also, one of the partners has defaulted, he has liabilities. So if you have a company that's interested in paying that liabilities to continue with the arrangements, I think that's also a smooth.
Because two things would have been achieved. One, the government's overall intention, which is to make life easy in terms of food, would have been achieved.
Exactly.
And also, this new company would have taken care of liabilities, whatever liabilities, since government has guaranteed.
Exactly.
So you are satisfied with that?
Yeah, we are okay with that.
But again, due diligence, according to the Republic, due diligence was not followed. Because there is a policy in finance and other things, these things you deal with, that says exposure to politics. You may have it in you know it better. If somebody in a company that has political connections, don't you have a regulatory guidelines as to how you deal with that guy's company? For example, to put it very clearly, didn't you know at the time that JV has somebody in their shareholding or in their management or whatever, who is a relative of the president in Amadou Sane, according to the Republic? Did you do that due diligence?
No, for the ministry, actually, when we deal with companies as entities.
You don't deal with...
We don't go into finding out who their shareholders are.
Okay.
Yeah, but we deal with the company as an entity.
As an entity.
That is registered to do business in the Gambia. So that's what we do.
Yes, I think this is what you call political exposed persons.
Yes.
And we believe the bank is the front line of defense here.
Okay.
The bank would have done their work to ensure that all the associated risks, because when they say politically exposed person, it doesn't mean that they are sanctioned out of the economic system.
No, but then
what is required?
What happened now?
What is required in dealing with a politically exposed transaction is to make sure that you elevate the due diligence. That's what they call enhanced due diligence.
Yes.
To make sure that the controls and checks and balances will be heightened, that to ensure that there is no arm twisting in the transaction,
as well as perception of favoritism.
Yes, when a private bank board sit over a transaction and now feel that it's a good enough to go, particularly it's like resuscitating a failed transaction. I mean,
yes, more or less.
I wouldn't fault the Ministry of Trade for not for saying no, you cannot deal with this person. Particularly, the bank has looked through and recommended that, well, we started with win-win, it failed, liabilities are accruing, but now we have somebody who is prepared to take over. So I think that must have informed the basis.
Exactly.
That's what happened.
Okay, so your ministry's involvement in this when JV came too.
Yes.
Can you?
The Ministry of Finance's involvement, at which time I was I became the substantive minister.
Yes.
Was to do an addendum to the agreement to say that the guarantee issued to Win-Win will now be transferred to this new JV enterprise for this transaction.
Did you also, as minister, any due diligence, or you just carried on with what was already what you thought had already been done? You didn't do any due diligence like checking this JV now, since it's a new company now. If you had known something about Win-Win, you are satisfied about that this one is new. Didn't you have a duty to do a due diligence to know whether your LC is still this guy is still merited, this new company still merit your LC?
Well, there are two steps before the Ministry of Finance comes in. One, you have the bank that says good enough to go. Two, the Ministry of Trade, which is the line ministry, and as such, with those two, we deemed that it was adequate to go because our role was a credit enhancement. It was not a primary basis for the transaction.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Yes.
Okay, I mean the Republic raised issues like they tried to contact you. Did you?
I have been traveling. So
you never received anything from them?
No, I have not received anything. The only thing I received, I was during the spring meeting in April, I received a call from one Mr. Dabo. I think I stored the number in my phone.
That must be Mustafa Dabo.
Yes, something that
the
I
lead
was,
investigator.
Yes. I was in Washington at the time of the spring meeting. That was the only contact I recall from, if it is that Mr. Dabo. But I did not remember receiving any written requests for clarification.
They did not.
But I'm not denying the fact that it could have come to the ministry because I might not be in. But it doesn't have to be personal to me.
So you did not see
but I did not receive any correspondence in the ministry requesting.
When I was coming to this program, I make sure I check with the Republic.
Yes.
To know whether they have given you adequate, time to respond to it.
Yeah.
And they said they did that.
Well, what I am saying, I remember receiving a call, but even the call I did not answer because
you did not receive any written questionnaires.
I'm not aware of this. I did not say. I would be pleased to because why are we here? Excuse me. We are here to shed light.
Yeah.
If we had received such a written response like the Ministry of Trade did, we would have responded dutifully, without doubt.
Without doubt.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Certainly.
They share some of the issues they raised with you, and I would beg your indulgence to deal with them. Okay, you have dealt with
Was it in written form? They said they submitted.
Yes.
Well, I have not seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have.
But I'll check with my team.
They have you have already dealt with. They wanted you to give the the rationale behind the venture, and you did that very well.
No, that's the whole MOU.
That's the whole MOU.
In fact, I told the Minister of I would have willingly submitted to them the MOU,
and that's what
which I read.
Yes, you definitely have provided a genuine.
Yes.
This
was a signed agreement between the tripartite, the Ministry of Trade.
So I would have assumed that if you had got this.
Oh yes, certainly. I'm reading out publicly now.
Okay. Yeah.
What would have stopped me from doing it if I had received it on?
So they want to believe. They want you to form an opinion as to agree or disagree with the fact that government literally created a profit for private business, for a private individual at zero cost and near risk for the individual. What do you say to that? What ministry? I mean, they said this venture only came to help an individual, who's exposed to no risk, but in the process, the person or the company can enrich themselves. Of course, your objective is to help the Gambian people get access to. But they said also it virtually created opportunity for somebody to get rich at zero risk.
No. We never even knew that a person like Amadou would have come into this.
I see.
We didn't start out with him.
I see.
I mean, we did not say so. That's totally untrue.
I see.
We never started out working solely to partner with Amadou.
One would have thought that this due diligence would have been proper because he would have avoided.
No, what I'm saying,
what's happening now? People
what we are saying,
perceiving that you favored him because
what I'm saying,
if you had done
what I'm aware of
due diligence and know, this man is connected to the president.
But who would have said they don't know the relation between Ahmad and the president? We would have known.
No, I mean, but his involvement in the company.
No, I'm saying we never signed the joint venture agreement with Ahmad or JV. We signed with Win-Win. It was the failure of Win-Win.
But when you said JV inherited Win-Win.
That was at the request of the bank. The bank wrote to us to say we have a liability of 15 million on the failed transaction that you underwrote. Here we have a partner coming to take over that liability, and they are asking for the transfer of the facility that was to Win-Win for them to continue. This is what happened. We never dealt with Amadou or anybody.
You never knew he was prepared.
No. At the beginning, the MOU is here. That's why I'm saying we would have signed.
So you did not know anything that
he was never in the picture. Even if you look at the shareholding of Win-Win at the time, Amadou was not even there. Well, of course, people can allege that he was not there by writing, but he could have been there as a benefit. But we had no way.
You had no knowledge that.
There are two lines of defense here. You have the bank as a private bank, invested with the ability to do credit checks. Then you had the Ministry of Trade. Then the Ministry of Finance was there as a credit enhancer for the transaction to go ahead. And this was not at zero cost to government. Government was to get 30% of the net profit if it had happened the way it was expected.
Okay. And let me also add that at the beginning, like the minister said, the intent of the ministry is not to give it to an individual, one person. It was to create an opportunity. You have to have a starting point.
Yeah.
So that's why.
But I ask you where you did not advertise it. That would have.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you
because-
advertise it,
Yeah.
then it's out of proportion. You will not be able. You test it first, and then in the process.
So it's coincidental that
It's a coincidence.
that these two
because-
companies were the only one.
No, at that time, as I said, those are the two companies that engage us, and then we thought that the idea is good to work with them. Okay, so that's how it started. Yeah, but then the objective is when it works, it is going to be open to everybody.
To everybody.
And then also engage with the Ministry of Finance to have a more stable financing facility,
Exactly.
which they did.
They did.
And it's through this engagement they were able to bring Batia to the country, which is
Batia.
open to all businesses.
We'll come to that, yeah.
And then also the ITFC,
Yeah.
which is also now open to all businesses. So when it comes to financing,
Yeah.
commodity financing, now we have more instruments in country for businesses actually to
I agree, because what the Republic's articles try to establish is, I agree, no money is lost. No money is maybe lost from government. That's so you had no revenue lost. But then it is painted a picture where it's thought that government, the two ministries, the bank, and even central bank, all colluded, allegedly, to provide an opportunity to an individual or company to reap benefits with zero risk.
But
Minister, what do you say to that?
how can you have benefit at zero risk? For me, the first risk for that company was to assume a liability that they did not partake in. That's the biggest risk. They started with a liability of 15 million, which was a default from win-win. So when they say zero risk, what about the 15 million that they took over?
Probably they knew that they would definitely continue to enjoy the privileges.
No, but the point is, it's not true.
Resources that
How could they say there is no risk?
Yes.
If it was a zero-sum game, one can understand. But you start from minus 15 million. And you said, look, this transaction we know did not go through. It failed. As such, cost incurred with that. It's just like you are taking over a failed company. You know you are taking over liabilities. So how can you say that there's zero risk? The biggest risk is already quantified before us. The 15 million that the company took over without transacting anything. Because as a businessman, when I'm going to transact, I have to make sure that for every risk I take, I'm compensated.
Exactly.
But here you are taking an upfront risk of 15 million without any, you don't even know whether it will work or not.
Yeah, but if I'm assured that I will continue to enjoy government backing or government support, I'm confident that, well, I'm going to take over everything because I'm sure that I'm going to continue enjoying government support.
One thing I know, when this transaction was conceived, Amadou Sane, the nephew of the president, was never on the table.
Never in the picture.
Never.
So both ministries didn't know anything about it.
No, he was not there.
No, he was not there.
It was win-win.
Win-win.
Minister
No,
of
but
Trade-
when JB came,
JB came to take over a liability.
one
and
would have thought that the two ministries would have also checked, because they're going to take the liability of win-win, but as well as the guarantees that provided by
no,
you.
you see what happened? For us as a ministry, this was like, there's already a residual risk of 15 million.
Okay.
If this JV did not come to assume that liability,
You would have lost.
ultimately we have to come in and close the liability to the bank.
I see. So
Government would have had to pay that 15 million.
So JB actually in reality also
Save the whole situation.
Okay.
That's how it happened.
I see.
If he happens to have been a nephew of the president,
That was
that's something.
that's
No, I mean, I will not even go into how that came about, but all I can say, this saved the government, because having issued an underwriting, if you don't have anybody to take over the facility, where does the bank turn to? Is it not you, the government?
Yes, of course.
But now, you see,
But is it not okay?
that's what we are trying to explain.
That's good.
That look, JV, be the proprietor related to the president, that is a politically exposed person. The bank should have conducted an enhanced risk management, enhanced risk oversight or due diligence. But for us as a Ministry of Finance, this has literally saved us an obligation to settle a 15.3 million balance sheet,
I see.
which if it could have been X or Y, if no party came, the bank had every right to come after us.
Absolutely.
To say you as the government, Ministry of Finance, you underwrote this transaction, it did not take off, so now make good your guarantee.
Exactly. Okay.
I hope we are clear.
Perfectly.
So we are not here to hold brief for anybody.
Yeah.
But all we are trying to see, to clarify how the transaction was consummated. What informed the rationale and how the parties came about. When it started, Amadou Sane or JV was never on the table. We had no knowledge of, in fact, we never envisaged them to come to the table. Because if win-win transaction went ahead,
there would have been.
There would have been no JV. There would have been no Amadou Sane. And in fact, to us, whilst we have not crystallized the guarantee by paying the 15 million, it's something we would have wished should have gone through. Because when the Ministry of Trade did this, as DPS Jammeh said, this was a pilot to empower Gambian businesses to go into commodity trading. And if this had succeeded, you see the agreement even emphasized, we contacted both Win-Win and the bank to say, what's your turnaround cycle? If you bring in a vessel, how long will it take for you to sell over? They say within 4 months we can do a turnaround.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that means every 4 months they would have brought they would have brought in a vessel that will have addressed rice shortage. So that's why we have, based on the cost, stipulated that because we are part of this agreement, a bag of rice then should not exceed 1,000 in any part of the country. You know, so we did a lot of work on this. So that's why we could not hold back, but to come and also give our side of our understanding of the transaction as it was consummated.
Like I said, you know, the article never suggested that the government lost anything. So that's why I want you to concentrate on this perception that the article raised, that the whole venture was designed to help enrich a company, stroke an individual who is supposed to be related to the president, and all of you look the other way and facilitated it to happen. That's what the article is suggesting.
That would have been a true premise if there was no risk at the beginning. If this was a ground zero transaction, we call JV or Amadou Sane, nephew of the president, and say, come, let's do this so that you benefit from it. But no, there was a loss of 15 million that was unrecoverable. And they came to take that over. And literally, they have saved government 15.50 that liability, because as an obligation, we thought, okay, this should go right. And as such, we are confident it will address our rice shortage, it will create employment, it will empower Gambians in the commodity business. And we even assess, as a ministry at the time, the profitability. That's why we said, okay, for all this is the cost, this is the profit. This is the revenue, this is the cost, this is the profit. And we said, okay, we are not interested in making money, but we want 30% of the net profit of this venture that the Ministry of Trade would have used to develop the SME sector. It's all in the MOU.
Absolutely.
So, and in fact, the MOU is here, it's a public document.
Yeah, definitely.
The Ministry of Trade or even me will be happy to share
the objective,
it.
the objective.
This is how it was conceived. But to make it look like the whole government machinery was marshaled at the request or at the imposition to go and serve JV or Ahmad. Ahmad was not even in the picture.
As far as your knowledge, you didn't know anything about
at the beginning.
No.
Okay.
You see, that is very clear. And to make it look like he was given a silver platter, it's not correct. Because there was a loss of 15 million.
Okay,
what the bank says was a net obligation due to the failed importation of Win-Win. I hope we are clear on that.
Very clear.
So we cannot make it more clearer than this.
Absolutely. You are not on the central bank, of course.
No, that's all.
But you had allegations that central bank
you see,
authorized the bank to give this whatever they call it, loan or overdraft, more than it's supposed to. This exceeds what should have been allowed for Mega Bank to dish out, because more than 25% of what they deposit of the central bank is being asked for in this facility.
I won't hold back for the central bank.
Is it again coincidental that central bank too didn't do any due diligence and had to allegedly, ignore a rule to give this, to ask this bank to release this facility? Again, another, is it the bank's fault here or is it?
No, I won't hold brief for the central bank. Like we do. When we had this, we said, well, but I'm coming. Like we do. When we had this story, we believe that we should also come and explain the rationale and how it consummated.
But experience, are they right to say that central bank shouldn't have done that?
No, in fact, central bank, that is what they call single obligor limit on a transaction. No bank is allowed to do a transaction which will be above a certain magnitude.
25% of deposit.
But the central bank has the authority. There is nothing illegal about it. In the national interest, to waive this, if it believes that that will have a better or bigger impact on the overall economy. But these are left to the central bank for them to speak for themselves.
This is
holding that for them. I can only speak for my domain. And
that's the trouble. That is what enhances the perception that suggests that this is designed for one person. Here, the Ministry of Trade didn't know, claim they don't know anything about Amadou Sane in the JBC. You said the bank.
No, not JBC.
JC.
In
Win-Win, and then later JV. And later JV.
JV they do.
JV they do.
No, I'm talking about, they said Amadou Sane at the time of
let me give you it. Yeah. What the Ministry of Trade did not know about Amadou Sane was at the win-win stage of the transaction.
But after it
JV, how could they? Amadou was partner in JV.
So you didn't do due diligence.
No, what I said was the transfer of the facility from win-win to JV was initiated at the level of the bank.
Yes, that's right.
And when they agreed and got board approval, that's the time they notified. So now we have to accept or not to accept.
You have no
choice. We said, we already have a liability that has to be addressed.
Yes.
So you think of it. Do we have to act? Exactly. So we felt that it's better to save the situation.
So is it coincidental that the bank, the ministry, the two ministries all didn't know or are not bothered with the fact that these people behind JV might be people who are connected or close to the powers that be?
You see, the whole point of politically exposed person is to ensure that undue influence was not exerted. But at the same time, let me learn. At the same time, it is not to keep them out of business. Because you are a politically exposed person, you cannot do anything. No. So that is the delicate balance to strike. You are a politically exposed person, and in transacting with a financial institution, enhanced due diligence will be conducted to make sure that the decisions emanating are not being pushed onto the decision makers. But at the same time,
that's what this article is.
I'm coming. But at the same time, being a politically exposed person doesn't mean that you cannot do commercial transaction. Like, for example, let me give you one typically. As a minister, today, if I have an inflow into my account of any level, let's say even $4,000-5,000, the bank, before crediting my account, will ask me, who sent this money? And let me give all the details about this money, because they want to make sure that I'm not using my political office to extract financial resources using my political network alone. That you understand?
I understand.
But they cannot say, because I'm a minister, I cannot receive inflows into my account. You get my point? So this is what has to be clear. I mean, even a politician like a minister, you can do some financial transaction. All what you have to do is to ensure that those transactions are done at what they call arm's length.
Exactly.
You know,
but isn't it also, ideal for the government institutions to also run away from a dealing that will enhance or create a perception that this entity is being favored because of its closeness to the president?
No, I can
That's
tell.
also ideal.
We told you at the very beginning. Amadou Sane was never
in the picture.
At the consummation of this facility.
Okay.
You know, for me, my biggest concern was how to close that liability.
Okay, now in fact we are going there now.
Okay, now if we have somebody
since
who
you
came over
Yeah.
to take over the facility
Yeah.
with a liability,
Yeah.
and they can service the
You
facility,
just dance.
not just dance, but we'll say, and it's a
You are really.
and you know, still
It's a big relief.
two things happen. The memo, the spirit behind the MOU as consummated in 2021 were not realized
Yes.
because of the failed transaction.
Failed transaction, win-win.
That we regret. We wish this MOU spirit would have seen the light at the end of the day. And
That's all the more reason when the first one failed. All the more reason you should exercise due
no,
diligence.
but excuse me, when that failed, if you want to be very picky and you don't have any party to take over this facility, we have to pay the 15 million.
But that doesn't
So
stop.
which of the two risks do you take?
Yeah, but that shouldn't stop you
No,
from...
I'm asking you, which of the two risks do you take? You have a party ready to assume your liability, or you say, no, you are not good enough.
Let me check where are you coming from.
Yes, and then now, if I say no, you are connected to the president, as a result, you cannot do this transaction, then the obligation is for me to pay the 15 million.
Somebody else may come.
How do we know?
Rahman, who did not do it. Rahman, whom you have
No,
the last time.
How would he have? I don't know how brave they were to assume a liability of 15 million.
Because they are sure that they're going to get a guarantee.
No. The guarantee would only kick in if they would continue the facility and take over the liability.
Okay.
That was all. It's not a clean transaction that was conceived.
I see.
So I cannot put it enough.
Okay, this is very clear, but let's continue because the story didn't end.
Okay, right.
With JC.
No, that's the whole
You are
idea.
very well. You are very sincere with
No, it's not about sincerity. It's about public service.
The story doesn't end at JV.
All right, go ahead.
It went to Echo. You have to remember because I've never Ecotra.
Well,
How did Ecotra comes in?
oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
what
you
the
have
Minister of
win-win.
Trade.
You have JV Ecotra. How
No,
The Minister of Trade.
entered Ecotra?
Yes.
Was that just a change of name?
no, Ecotra is a change of name. They changed the name from JV
JV to Ecotra.
to Ecotra.
Did they advance any reason?
No,
Or it's just the name is fanciful.
no, perhaps that's left to the company. They can change their name through legal means. We are notified that the company's name have changed.
So you don't have any obligation to check what reasons, or you don't have any guideline as to whether you should really be suspicious of anything.
No.
You accept the change of name?
Yeah, because the Ministry of Justice would have already done that.
Done that.
Yes.
So you are happy that.
We are okay because
So as far
otherwise
as
the Ministry of-
Ecotra is concerned, it's just a change of name.
it's
But
change
it's
of
the
name.
same people involved in JV.
Yeah, it's the same.
that are
It's the same
people
group.
in
Yes,
Ecotra.
yes, it's change of name. They officially notified the ministry that they have changed
Okay.
the name.
Honour,
Yes. Okay.
Let us
I
know.
hope we are clear.
very clear. Let us now
yes, okay.
know, the public
Yes.
would like to know, what is the current state of this arrangement now?
I think
You started with win-win, you went to JC, now you are Ecotra. But do we still have a bag of rice at $1,000? Tell me.
no, this is now a live transaction with the Minister of Trade.
Yes, tell me.
Still
what's
there
the
is-
reason.
yeah, the transaction is ongoing. They are doing business,
Okay.
and every week they are reporting to the ministry the stocks they have, the prices that they are selling, and for the last 2 years, they are still selling at the same price.
At 1,000?
No.
Right, what was the original?
No, 1,000. It depends on the contract that you have.
2021.
This is 2021.
1,000 was 2021 April.
So even from resource.
Of course.
That was based
We
on.
signed this agreement on the 15th of April 2021. Then we pegged the price. If it had realized, it would not be more than 1,000 throughout the country.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that was based on the contract they had.
Yeah.
So now things have changed actually.
I see.
But what is positive is
I bought a bag of rice not long ago, few days ago, 2,200.
which of the rices, because we have several
But that's
varieties.
cheapest. Anyway, there
We have several varieties,
I
but
don't know,
we
but
know that
from
Ecotrac
Thailand or somewhere.
Maybe that's a rich man. Yeah, rich man.
No, 3,200. That's what you consume.
Me? No.
Yeah, we
What
have
do you consume?
I buy the American
from Pakalindi, what?
No, I buy Maru Farms.
Maru
Farms from. I went to a program in Janjambure.
Yeah.
And they displayed his product.
Okay.
And you know why I particularly bought his rice? You remember Maru Farm was supported by the Ministry of Trade.
Trade, yes.
When he started, we advanced, just like we piloted this, we started with Maru Farm as a pilot by on lending to him 3 million.
Wow.
Yes. So when I went to the event and I saw his rice being displayed, I naturally connected with it and I placed an order.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
You consider it a personal achievement?
Not personal, but you see the point is
that you were a minister. So.
Not only that, this was in coordination with the then Minister of Agriculture when Ami Fabure was the minister then.
Exactly.
And we saw Maru Farm as a big success.
Absolutely.
And this is what we should do as Gambians. We must take deliberate effort to entrench and support our fellow Gambians in their business.
Are they financing the debt, or are they financing the LC that the government gave them?
No, that one they would have already paid.
Paid, all right.
Yeah, they would have.
But then rice, they continue to
import.
import.
And by the way, government guarantee was never unlimited. Government guarantee was limited to 1 year.
1 year.
It was this was in 2021.
That's expired.
It starts expired.
Government has no restriction.
Yeah, the guarantee. No, I'm telling you.
It has expired.
They are 2 feet.
It's 1 year renewable. 1 year.
They are now on their 2 feet now. And continue to do what you wish, that supplying rice at the price.
The MOU has expired.
Okay.
It's 1 year renewable.
The article also raised the issue on that your ministry will be concerned.
Yes.
The article also raised that Mega Bank was sold at a devalued price. And you were once quoted. You were even quoted, to have said you didn't even know the buyer of the bank.
Well,
I want you to clarify. You said on radio that you don't even know who bought the bank.
That's what they reported.
This article is saying, well, then of course I had that on radio.
No, but you expect me.
That's true, you said.
Excuse me, I said it. But you expect me to be able to remember all the transactions of the government off my head?
But when you don't know the buyer.
I said I don't know the buyer. It has been sold.
Yeah.
At that material time, I did not have the information about the specifics of the sale transaction. Okay. And I cannot be on public media and guess.
I see.
I think no. I have no reason to lie publicly.
So you didn't know the buyer?
I did not know the buyer, but then
now you know.
Several parliamentary questions ensued on this mega bank sale. And I wrote to the central bank and said, look, give me the full details of how this bank was sold. Don't forget, the bank was sold by central bank.
Okay.
And it was not central bank themselves who sold the bank. Central bank also hired an agent, a private sector agent who put it out in the market. And bids happened. It went through several rounds. The first, just like this transaction we mentioned, the first sale transaction of Mega Bank failed. Vista Bank was the bank that was successful. In the first
one was it? They didn't offer much, or
no. What happened? The condition of the sale is you will pay upfront before title will pass. And when Vista Bank paid part and they did not complete the payment within the stipulated time, Central Bank said you did not fulfill the mandate, and the bank went back on the chopping block. So this is what happened.
I see.
So in this transaction, it's just like a brand new car. You start the engine, there you go. You may have hiccups. Things may happen the way you expect. They may happen the way now, at the time I was asked, I did not know the details. And me,
now you know.
When you ask me, of course, because at the time, in fact, the particular question, I was on coffee time.
Yes.
I was unprepared. A question came in to say, actually, who was the buyer of Mega Bank?
Yeah, you couldn't have known.
I said, I don't know. And that was automatic. But then, when I went back, Parliament asked, and even then I don't speculate. And I just did not call the central bank. I say, this is the parliamentary question. Please prepare the full response, including the advertisements, including the bid, including the quotes, including the contract with the private sector operator who sold the bank, and the failed transaction, everything.
So this process was advertised?
Yes.
There were bids?
Yes. And even a private party was used to do the sale.
I see.
Central bank did not themselves sell it.
In other words, an auctioneer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what happened.
But do you now realize, according to, as alleged by the Republic,
Yes.
that the buyer is a friend of the president?
Look,
That's what they alleged.
I told you, I was not part of the purchase. I was not part of the sales. I did not even know who bought. If I had known who bought and I said I did not know, I would have lied. But at the time I said I did not know, I definitely did not know. Actually, the records
You
that we have,
still don't know that the man is a friend of the
No,
president? You still don't know that?
the bank was not bought by an individual.
Okay.
The bank was bought by KM Holding. It's a holding company.
Owned by?
But that is for the central bank. I don't really.
According to the Republic, a man from Congo.
Yes, look, as far as I am concerned, when I'm transacting on matters relating to a company, unless it's something that is required that we go to the beneficial owner, particularly when a transaction is carried out by a third party, here a central bank, if they write to the ministry to say the bank was bought by KM Holding, the sale had already taken place. Everything. What benefit would it be of me to do a due diligence on a transaction that is closed? You do a transaction when it is on and you can stop it. But if the sale has already taken place and all I know is I was informed that it is sold, what benefit will be of me to know who this beneficial owner of the shareholder is? All I know is it was bought by KM Holding as a holding company. And at the time, it was after the fact I was informed. I did not micromanage the sale. It was a central bank matter. As you know, there are separation of roles. Anything to do.
One would have thought that finance minister, trade minister.
I don't No.
I'm saying you would have advised the president, because you are his chief advisor of finance. Okay, you know what? If we go this way, there'll be perception.
No, but excuse me.
There'll be perception that we favor your friend or something.
If, for example, at the time the transaction was happening, my views were sought, I could have given it.
Okay.
But I only knew about the sale after the fact. So at that stage, what benefit will it be of me to go and find out, by the way, KM Holding, who are the shareholders? Why are they the shareholders? In the first place, why did they buy the bank?
Why do you think it was sold at a devalue?
That's not true.
Oh, it's not true.
You know, of course. The whole point is a very simple example I can give. If you buy a stock price for $100 per stock in the market, your original cost is 100. But today the stock has gone down to 6 and you are selling it. You think anybody will buy it for you from what you paid for it? They'll buy it for you at the market price.
But if the bank has grown and making money,
no. Excuse me. Don't forget.
It can appreciate.
No.
As you think it
It
can also appreciate.
No, at the material time of the sale, a due diligence was conducted in the bank. Evaluation exercise was done. Reserve price were established. So this is what happened.
And that
it's not how much the Gambia government has invested in the bank as such. If we don't get that, we will not sell. It was just a market-based transaction.
I see.
So
it was not appreciated. It was depleted.
No, because the bank had toxic assets.
Toxic assets, such as such as those companies we talk about.
Exactly.
Such as those companies.
Yeah, exactly.
You deal with those companies.
No.
I'm talking about treatment.
Let me explain something. The whole bank of Mega Bank, the whole idea of Mega Bank came about due to toxicity of assets. The bank went under. It was Keystone Bank. It had bad debts. The bad debts were ring fence. Some transferred to AMRC.
Some were written off.
Exactly.
Yeah, written off.
So if they are written off, would you expect to fetch the same price as what you paid for it? So I'm not the seller. I did not sell, but I'm just explaining.
Chief financial advisor.
That's why I'm explaining how a market-based transaction is conducted. If you buy a car for 1,000, after using it for 5 years or for 2-3 years, do you expect to say no? But because I bought this car for 1,000, if I don't get 1,000, I'll not sell it. Then you will not get this car sold.
Yeah.
So look, the bank is a marketable instrument. It's not an opaque instrument. When you are buying it, you have the assets, you have the balance sheet. No banker or any businessman will buy a bank without investing in auditors or valuers to look at the books. And if we believe because we put 110 million as such, we sell anything less than that, then we are underselling the bank. I think sometimes I wish we had a conversation with the journalists.
The Republic.
And by the way,
they contacted you.
But how did I come here?
I'm
in this country.
Yeah, that's right. You came here.
In fact, I remember several press conferences I have organized at the ministry in which this Mr. Dabo was there. So we don't have a political policy.
They did have questions sent for you. I don't know how.
No, I'm not saying they did not. I'm saying look. It's the ministry is not about Seedy Keita.
But
it's about the ministry.
Yeah.
Nobody informed me that this question was sent.
You didn't get them directly.
No, but I did confirm that I received a call on this number because one time he called me and I stored his number. So when this particular call came around April, I was in the US. I saw it because
I know because you freely discuss.
No, what do you have to hide?
I know that.
We are working in public space. Whatever we are doing is for the benefit of the Gambians. If I volunteer to come here?
Yeah, sure.
No pressure was put on me.
Before that, you freely discuss.
Of course, why not?
That's true.
You see,
but I am surprised you didn't see this.
No, but if he writes once, no response, well,
because you see, I said because I'm helping your public officials.
Yes.
When a journalist raised an issue, your response or lack of it may influence what's going to come out. It's just like applying a visa. If they say provide proof of your sustenance, you bring in bank account, all your salaries and in donations, everything. I mean, the consular doesn't ask about it anymore. So if you are asked a question, perhaps if you had been available or you have seen and replied.
No, in fact, up to now, it's never late.
Yeah.
We are available as a ministry. He can go to the Ministry of Trade. They will share with him the MOU. So that it's just like nothing is perfect. Yeah. He has done a story. Yeah. He can have additional info. We are ready. Whatever information he needs.
But if you
DPS is here.
I'm saying if you are supplying in real time, you would have changed it.
No, how would I have known?
Because they couldn't contact you.
No. But if you write once, no response, is that good enough reason to say we contact? Because maybe that was a presumption. Oh, these are public officials, they don't respond. I write once, they don't reply. No. Well, I mean, how did we come here?
Oh, okay.
Look, we are here. We go to West Coast Radio.
Yeah.
We go to QTV.
Yeah.
We organize press conferences. We have nothing to hide.
Indeed.
Because look, the biggest problem in public sector is information asymmetry.
Yeah.
You are doing something for the people don't understand.
Yeah.
And then you don't explain why. In fact, if we had shared this MOU, the rationale of the whole facility would come. And the issue of favoring Amadou or what do you call it, JV or Eco Trap would have been better understood to say that, look, these people did not come into this agreement plain vanilla, clean slate. They took over the liability. Yeah. In fact, if it was not even Amadou, anybody else, we as a ministry will be happy to deal with you so long as you take our liability from our hands.
Absolutely.
So, and overall, it's a pity that the initial agreement, which was well thought out, did not take off. That, to me, if I have any regret, would be that. Because by that agreement, every 4 months, a 12,500 metric ton of rice would have been in this country. Distribution points would have been created. In fact, that's commodity finance. The risk, we analyze, the risk was very limited. Because when the rice comes, it will not be within the control of the businessman. It will be warehoused. The bank will have their staff. We will have our police. And the sales will only take place upon delivery. This was what we envisaged, just to minimize the downside risk.
Ironically, you call themselves win-win, and after all, nobody won.
I have no. I don't know. Maybe it's a mirror image of the true name.
Okay, DPS Jammeh, what do you say? Wrap up before I go. I have one more topic for him. We can elaborate on that. But what do you say, if reflecting on this whole thing, as in relation to what the article in the Republic raised? What do you say are the key takeaways?
Well, let me say that just you raise it. Yeah. Why didn't we advertise?
Yes, that's
so
right.
Perhaps that's also a learning point in our next transactions. In terms of implementing our initiatives, we will widen the scope. Yeah, because ideas is good to learn also. Yeah, but just to say that the intent of the ministry was very clear to ensure that we facilitate the development of facilities, local facilities, to support Gambians in the business sector. So, but we also learn in the process. Like Minister said, the initial idea that we have did not work as we wanted it. So that's a learning point. We have feel along the course. Yeah, but then we also want to appreciate the fact that we did not incur any costs on the side of the government. We are able to get partners that also help in moving forward. Yeah, but then if there is anything that we learn in terms of widening the scope, even if it is something that you are testing, to get at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 businesses to select from would be something that would be positive for the ministry. And also the fact that for the ministry, we are there to look at the challenges that businesses face and then come up with ideas to address them. In the process, we have to collaborate with sectors, Ministry of Finance, and even the private sector themselves. So these are things that we would be continuing doing at the level of the ministry, and then ensure that we will continue to pursue our efforts to promote Gambians in the commodity trading. We have made progress currently now. Before, you don't have major Gambian importers in the food sector, but now at least you can count up to around 5. So that's positive on our side. So we will continue working closely with Gambian businesses to ensure that they are also integrated in the commodity market. Thank you.
That's quite honest. You see, there's no shortage of capacity. The Honorable Minister here is himself quite capable.
I'm not sure about that.
But people often associate,
It's the mindset. You see, when you're doing something new that has not been done, people can call it different names. Because human beings, it's inherent in any human being. That's why people resist change, even though change is a fact of life. Because the fear of the unknown. When we were going to this, if we were so meticulous, we would have said, oh no, it will not work. Let's not even try it. But the positive out of it, regardless of who the beneficiary is, the transaction failed. A good Samaritan came over, took over the liabilities, and he's still in business, I understand.
Yes, they are. They are.
For me, the biggest relief for me was to take over the liability.
Absolutely.
Because if that liability was not taken off, you know what the obligation would have been? On government.
Absolutely.
Government would have used the taxpayers' money to make good for a transaction cost that failed because of a government initiative.
Indeed. Okay.
Yes.
I want to end with, well, you cannot elaborate on this one, but it was a major happening.
Yes.
That is the Auditor General. And the Auditor General was forcefully removed from office last week, and since that many people said it was very ugly. The matter may go to court, so we cannot elaborate it. But your government came out to say that actually he was offered, he accepted and changed his mind. He denied all that. So everybody was confused as to what exactly happened. But many agreed, of course, that he shouldn't have been removed because the conditions under which he should have been removed are not met in this case. Politicians said so. If you don't believe the politicians, but at least you will believe the professionals and people of rights, thinking and standing on good reputation in the country. All agreed that he shouldn't have been removed.
Well, first of all, I mean, this is a very unfortunate situation. I'm not pleased at all about how the events unfolded.
Yes, forceful removal of...
No, I'm not saying so. Don't put words into my
mouth.
Oh,
was that nice?
No. I'm saying I'm not happy about how it unfolded.
Oh, okay.
Because what I do know, for your information and in true disclosure, I'm myself a professionally qualified chartered accountant. And I know...
What, do you subscribe to GICA?
No.
GICA. I remember GICA.
Well, I'm a minister overseeing GICA, so I cannot be a member.
But tomorrow you might be a member.
Well, if I'm not a minister, it's not a compulsory.
But you don't agree with their stand?
No, GICA, by the way, is another thing.
Oh, that's a different...
The president came out to say he did not issue a statement.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was not, because GICA themselves have their house.
I remember that.
You don't understand. So I'm not going to that comment. Okay.
That's another quarrel.
So what I'm saying is unfortunate because we were all privy to the integrity, stability of tenure and independence of the Auditor General and the Auditor General's office. And that's sacrosanct. But as sacrosanct as it is, the appointment is issued by the President. And the current Auditor General was appointed in 2022, thereabout. So what I don't understand in all of this is, of course, all the provisions for the removal were safeguarded in the Act and in the Constitution. But that is the forceful removal. What has happened here is a situation where the President offered him a higher role that is being in cabinet. And for me, cabinet is the highest decision-making body of any government. So if you are an Auditor General, now you've been elevated to cabinet. And, you know, when you are appointed, I don't think the office of the President will make any announcement without an indication of consent from the position holder. So whether he gave or he did not write, but I do know, I myself was nominated and I was appointed by the President, even when I was outside the country.
But he contacted you?
Of course, personally. He called me.
You accepted right away?
Yeah, he called me and I consented.
Right away?
No, I told him I'll go get back to him. Then after consulting with my family, I called.
The allegation that well, not an allegation. What the man said is that...
No, I cannot go into what happened in a private conversation between the man and the President. But I do know that how the presidency conducts appointment, no announcement will be issued out without some form of concurrence from the position holder.
Yeah, that's what
whether it is in writing or is verbal, that's what I know as a baseline. Maybe I can be wrong or otherwise.
Well, he denied it anyway.
Well, if he says so, I'm not there.
Okay.
And the fact that I'm a Minister of Finance, under whose purview this role falls, I believe, and already we've seen that a legal counsel has been selected,
so we cannot go
and the matter will be in the courts. I would rather leave the matter to be interpreted by the courts, and thereafter only to make my opinion on this. I don't want to front load a matter that will be in the court, and thereafter maybe I may be prejudicial.
You may be called to court now.
No,
called to court.
No, if I'm called to court, I'll only say what I know. I have not.
And then we'll say you said it.
No, but why do I have to say it when it is a work in progress? Let me wait until it evolves. When the court make a determination, then we can say, because now it's your word against my word. See, some people say no, it shouldn't be. Some people say it should be. All right. Now, and the matter is going to be arbitred, to be judged. When that judgment comes, then we'll be able to say our side of the story. But I think at this stage it will be premature for me to say yes, it is right or it's not right. But why I say it's unfortunate, I think it could have been better handled.
Indeed, that's everybody agreed.
It could have been better handled, even if dissents were there or disagreement. It need not have been handled in the public space, the way it happened. I think it could have been. It's not good for the country. Even you can disagree neatly. You know, that's what they call decorum and courtesy in anything you do in life. I'm not going to hold blame on anybody. But look, you were not called in the open market, or you were not offered in the open market. Your failure to agree, there's no need to take it to a court of public opinion. That's my take. But even that, I am not taking any position on it until a determination is made legally. Then one can comment on it.
You have no business in that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Seedy Keita, Minister of Finance, formerly Minister of Trade, and Deputy Permanent Secretary Abdoulie Jammeh of the Ministry of Trade. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the brunch, and we appreciate deeply. This is what we always advocate. And Honorable Seedy, of course, is always willing, when matters in his ministry are raised, he come and clarify. This is not his first time. And I'm encouraging you to do that. I always advise government officials, do your ratifications in real time. You see, when you are doing this agreement, for example, doing this pilot, going to this pilot with this, you can come organize a press conference and say, today, as a ministry, in conjunction or in collaboration with the Minister of Finance, have signed an agreement with whatever their name was, Win-Win or Ecotrav or whatever, we have agreed on this and this and this. You said it in real time. Nobody would have today. Well, you owe government officials owe people explanations. But, misconceptions come when you don't do these informations in real time. You see in America and the US where you see government will come, today we have done this, today we have signed this, today we have agreed. That's how you go. You do that in real time, no misconception is built. So that's an advice. Thank you very much. The brunch will be back next week, inshallah. Until then, goodbye, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Traveling has never been this simple in the Gambia. Oh yes, you don't need to visit the GTSA depot just to get a ticket. Just download the Yona Wallet app today and enjoy hassle-free bookings. With Yona Wallet, you can buy your GTSC bus ticket right from your phone, anytime, anywhere. From Kanifing to Dakar, Dakar to Banjul, or up-country routes like Kanifing to Basse and Basse to Banjul, Yona Wallet has you covered. No queues, no stress. Just safe, fast, and convenient ticketing at your fingertips. Choose comfort. Choose convenience. Choose GTSC with Yona Wallet. Yona Wallet. Your money, your way. GTSC. Moving the nation forward. For more information, please call 1124 or 221-1668.
Jammeh Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jammeh, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jammeh Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jammehmt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jammeh Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jammeh Money Transfer.
Agada.
Mbijan aganya.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la.
Ha, code nyinji.
Okay. Korsan. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Mbale.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birin koyna fo katon.
Bari si kodo kino katon ni fo bolong blabe ko.
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kono kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi man domorol dil fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ma fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bu kanila ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.